네, 예, 고맙습니다. 이걸 세? 그럼 이건
카메라 너무 밀어서
이걸
쓰시고
쓰시고 안 움직이잖아.
이거 쓰시고
지금 움직여?
아니요 이거는 이 카메라
can you hear?
마이크만
다시
쓰시고
와?
이거는 카메라 전용 카메라 전용이기 때문에
예,
두 개 다 쓰셔야 됩니다.
그래요?
네.
예, 알겠습니다. How are you, students? My name is Jaechon Park. I'm teaching at Inha University, which is in Incheon. You all know the foreigners. You came through the Incheon airport. Yeah, that's where where my university is there. And the topic what I would like to teach, give you, deliver today is the internet governance and global politics. So this kind of issue is currently very controversial issues among the countries, especially among the governments and among the stakeholders. Before start this lecture, I'd like to make some excuse. My English is not native, as you all notice about it already. My English is Konglish, Korean English. So if my accent is not native, so maybe there will be some difficulties for you to understand. But after this lesson, there will be a question and answer class. So if you cannot hear very well, you jot down, and after this class, let me know what you don't understand. Okay. Where do I point this? Where do I aim this one? Here?
여기다 쓰시고 위에 거를 누르시면 돼요. 잠시만요. 됐다.
Okay. Internet governance is a rather strange issue to common people. It has been being debated among internet, communities, but it is rather strange to average person. But if you want to understand what the internet governance is, you must understand what the DNS is. DNS, in simple word, Internet Address Management System. If you think about the postal system, there is an address management system for the postal system. This is the same thing. You can think about the analogy of the postal system. The DNS system is an automatic mapping system between name of host computer and address number. In the computer doesn't understand the name. Computer only understands the number. But human being, we don't understand the number. We always use the name. Maybe like you said, Korea University. I'm saying Inha University. So this DNS system is a converting mapping system between name and number. Okay. You all know the edu. You probably know about .com, yeah, google.com, okay, and net, naver.net, down.net. You all know the top. This is called top level domain. So there are many diversity of top level domains, but we all know the edu, com, net, org, or gov, gov, and those are the top level domain names, the top level addressing system. And underneath the top level domain, there are many domains. Maybe Korea AC.kr, maybe somewhere around here, because it is belongs to edu. Okay. On top of this general top level domain, there is a root server. This is the root server, which the mapping starts. Okay. Without this, the address managing system doesn't work. Okay, what I'd like to tell you on this page is that the DNS system, the address management system, is very hierarchical. We have top tier, which is root server. The second is top level domains, which is edu, com, net, org, and gov, and biz, and something like that. And underneath them, there are many subdomains, like korea.ac.kr, ina.ac.kr, naver.com, google.com, those kind. Okay, in this way, DNS is very hierarchical system. And in the DNS system, I just told you the edu.com, there are on this tier, or at this tier, there are many categories like INT for international organization, com, edu, gov, military, org, net. These are called generic top level domain. But another category is JP, which is Japan, US, United States, NL. What is NL? I don't know. New Zealand? Oh, no, I don't know. But we have KR. Those are called country level. In this way, DNS system is very hierarchical, and on top of that, there is a root server, and for those categories, there are many servers. Server for this INT, server for this com, server for this edu. So many servers are working together to run the address management system, which is DNS. Okay, this is how DNS functions. Whenever you type domain name, maybe you type in korea.kr, you go to DNS server first. And then DNS server delivers you the number where the number is actual address. Which computer understands. DNS server DNS delivers the number, the actual address, And with this address, you can access to the server where you want to get access. Okay? Let's think about it. If there is no DNS servers, internet doesn't work. Okay? Without DNS server, you cannot access, you cannot get information, you cannot get access where the server where you want to get access. Okay, so DNS is called a very important infrastructure for the internet. As I told you, the top level, there's a router server. The DNS system starts from the root server. Without root server, the DNS system doesn't work. But in the world, there are 13 root servers. But among the 13 root servers, 10 root servers are in United States. Okay? And one in Japan, one in London. Okay? The other one is Stockholm. Stockholm is the capital city of Sweden. Okay, very, very US-centric system. That's why other countries like China and Russia are blaming for United States. What they're saying is United States is dominating the internet. Okay, I just explained what the DNS is. Now I'd like to explain the chronological brief history of about the DNS. What DNS is this one? DNS the core of DNS system is just a file, host.txt file. The file shape like this. It has IP address, the name, and synonym. So it maps the number and name. Okay. This one was developed by Stanford Research Institute back in 1960s. Okay, when they get together to develop the internet in 1960s, 70s. Stanford Research Institute, they developed this kind of table and mapping system, and they managed this host.txt file. Okay. We have SRI. NIC is Network Information Center. Stanford Research Institute Network Information Center. They got host.txt file. So this file is very important. Without this one, internet doesn't work. Okay. This one was developed by Stanford Research Institute. Is currently oversighted by United States government. that's where the other government is blaming for United States. United States, they blaming United States that United States is control the internet because they have oversight of this host.txt. Okay. The DNS system started in Stanford Research Institute back in 1970s, 60s, 70s. But during that time, the internet expanded itself bigger and bigger. So the host computer, at the beginning, there was four host computers. One was in UCLA, The other one was in UC Santa Barbara. And third one was in Stanford Research Institute. Fourth one was Utah, University of Utah. Yeah, Utah University. So four universities started to develop the internet together. So there was at the beginning there was only 4 host computers. But during the 1960s, 70s, during the 2 decades, internet expands very rapid. The number increased exponentially. So they couldn't manage the host.txt manually. So they realized they had to develop automatic management system. So Pastel and Mocha-Petris, these two guys get together and they developed DNS system, domain name system. This one was not manual, this is automatic to handle with the large number of host computers which is connected to internet. That time was 1982. So DNS automatic management system was developed in 1982. Okay, and John Pastel, this guy is very important guy in internet history. This guy managed it since they developed the DNS system. Actually, when they developed this one, Pastel and Mocha-Petris was researcher at UCLA, researcher and graduate student at UCLA. So since graduate student, this guy managed this DNS system. So John Pastel has been very important, in some way, very powerful guy in managing the DNS system. Okay, after they developed the DNS system, they found it. Actually, the John Pastel founded Internet Assigned Number Authority. This one, the mandate of this organization is to manage the root server. I explained what the root server was. And coordinate in regional internet registries. There are 5 registries in the world. ARIN, LANIC, LACNIC, AFRINIC, APNIC, RIPE. They have kind of franchise over the world. RIPE manages the address system over Europe and Russia. APNIC manages the China, India, Asia Pacific area. AFRINIC, this organization manages the address. So in this way, 5 organizations are together manage the address number system of the world. And IANA, this organization, coordinates the 5 registry systems. So, in fact, IANA is very important organization who managed the numbers and names for the internet address management system. IANA was in USC, University of Southern California, because John Pastel, I told you John Pastel, this guy developed DNS, and this guy founded this IANA, and he moved to USC from University of California at Los Angeles to University of Southern California. So Jean Pasteur moved to University of Southern California with this organization. This one is very important organization, but this one is oversighted by United States government. Without this organization, internet doesn't work. So without the United States government permission or allowance or whatever, internet doesn't work. That's what other government are blaming. John Pasteur, he's called Tsar of the internet. Tsar is Russian. Tsar is king, king of internet. The Economist magazine once said simply, if the net does have a god, he is probably John Pasteur. This guy is called God of Internet. Very important person. But he's very charismatic and very stubborn. So when I heard his story, he was a guy such that one day he went to the White House where the president is, where the president is, but he went the White House with T-shirts, the blue jean and slippers. So the guard stopped him. And so one of the White House staff spent 2 hours to persuade him to wear a suit. So in that way, this guy is very, very stubborn, charismatic, and very engineer. Very, innocent or doesn't have. He's very, very. Very internet people. Very. He loves freedom. He's anti-government and free. Free soul or whatever. Okay. This guy is called God of Internet. Okay, let me explain the War of DNS. This is between John Pasteur and the United States government. John Pasteur led internet community. He was the king of internet. United States government has what? Has official, authority to govern, to, oversight the internet. So these two groups collided. That was called War of DNS. United States government wanted this DNS system privatized. So actually, United States government reached a contract with Network Solutions Inc., which is private company. So Network Solution Inc. Got a domain name registry contract with to the U.S. government. So this company began to sell the domain name. So University Korea, Korea.kr, Goryeo University. If it register, he has to pay for the registration for the domain name. So that is a business. That is the business. So United States government want to privatize this business. United States government saw DNS as a business. Okay. But internet community led by John Pastel, they got very angry with this because internet community had been very anti-government. They were when they developed the internet back in 1960s, 70s, almost of them were graduate students. Okay? And back in 1970s, there was a movement of anti-government because of the Vietnam War. Okay? And so quite a number of students participated the hippie. You know what hippie is? Annihilism or anti-government, peace movement or whatever. Okay, during that time, there was a song which was very popular among the students, which is called San Francisco. You know the song of San Francisco? Let me start some. If you're going to San Francisco, be sure to wear some flower in your hair. What is the flower? Huh? You know that flower? What the flower means? Flower is a symbol of flower power that is anti-government, anti-Vietnam War. The song San Francisco was kind of anthem between among the students back in 1970s. So internet community, they respect freedom. They respect they deny the government intervention or whatever. So this internet community was very angry with the United States government's decision to privatize the DNS system. What they thought was DNS system, the number was not a business. The number is an address system, is the infrastructure of internet, so it should be commons of human beings, commons of international commons. That's what they thought. So they betrayed the government and they formed Internet Ad Hoc Committee. This is the Internet Ad Hoc Committee. What I'd like to say is, take a look at the members: Internet Society, Internet Assigned Number Authority, Internet Architecture Board, Federal Networking Council, and bottom three is International Telecommunication Union, is a United Nations agency. Internet Trademark Association is a international organization. World Intellectual Property Organization, WIPO, is a legal international organization. So, through the IAH, Internet Ad Hoc Group, Internet community led by John Pastor, they want to make DNS as a international common or international infrastructure for the global internet. So they reached an agreement with United Nations, and they reached an agreement that DNS management should be done by United Nations, which is international organization, and root server, which was in the United States, should move to Geneva. You know where Geneva is? Switzerland. Geneva is very neutral area. There are many United Nations agencies like ITU and many other international organizations. So Geneva is a kind of neutral, non-allied land, non-allied city. Okay, that's what they reached an agreement. Internet community, United Nations, and other international organizations, they get together and reached an agreement with this content, with these terms and conditions. Year magazine, you know the Year magazine? Anybody who knows Year magazine? He was the very important guy. He was the friend of United States President, then President Clinton in 1990s. Okay, and he was the head of United States Internet policy, and he intervened. And he set up the United States government policy about Internet. John Postel, director of IANA, who is he? He is God of Internet. He led Internet community. United States government led by Euro Magazine and Internet community led by John Postel. The two groups collide. But they fought and fierce, but who won? You know who won? The United States government won this game, and the United States government set up this organization, ICANN, Internet Corporation for Assigned Name and Number. Name and number means address. In the beginning, Internet community was very much angry. It was all against the government policy, but government has power and government has legal authority. So government decide, they set up ICANN for the DNS, domain name system. So ICANN was set up by United States government. So ICANN is not legally a international organization. ICANN is not in Geneva. ICANN is not neutral. ICANN is a U.S. company. ICANN is in Los Angeles. ICANN is set up by law of California state law. So ICANN is a non-profit company of California state law. So in terms of the legal status, it is company, American company. But United States set up this ICANN in California, Los Angeles, and United States want to make this ICANN a international organization. So so ICANN is in the process to be a true international organization. Okay, but currently it is a United States company. Euro magazine advised President Clinton to make a declaration called Framework for Global Electronics. In this declaration, United States government announced that they United States is going to privatize DNS, and they're gonna set up ICANN, Internet Corporation for Assigned Name and Number. So through this process, after this process results in Memorandum of Understanding between United States Department of Commerce and ICANN. So Seoul surveillance was set up by United States government. So ICANN was set up by United States Commerce Department, and United States Commerce Department has a right of surveillance or oversight of the ICANN, and the United States government is the only government who sits at the board of ICANN. Okay, ICANN have 21 seats, board seats, but United States government is the only government who has a seat at the board of ICANN. Okay, this is what United States government did for the DNS system. Other countries like China, Russia, Middle East, India, they have very strong voices in international convention, international meeting. They all blamed, not all, but Europe countries, Japan, they were with the United States government, but China, Russia, Middle East, other countries, especially developing countries, most of them was against the United States government's decision. So United Nations didn't stay calm, didn't remain calm, and they convened World Summit of Information Society. This is WSIS. This is called WSIS, and this convention started 2003, continued until 2005. This meeting, global convention, was called by United Nations. And it has two meetings, but the last meeting at the Tunis was held at Tunis. WSIS produced Tunis agenda. So Tunis agenda, they produced Internet Governance Forum, and they declared that Internet governance is a global issue. It's not a United States government issue. It's a global issue. Okay? They recognized Internet governance is a global issue. So they have to participate in the discussion of the DNS system, Internet address management system. And to discuss the Internet governance, WSIS produced Internet Governance Forum. This governance forum started in 2003 in Athens. 2 weeks ago, it was held. 9th Internet Governance Forum was held in Istanbul. I went there, and around 2,000 or 3,000 internet people get together to discuss about the internet issues. That is WSIS and IGF. This is counter interaction of international governments. against the United States government's, policy about the DNS and ICANN. Okay, DNS. This definition was produced by WSIS. 130 some governments get together to produce the internet governance. What it says is, let me read it. Internet governance is the development and application by governments, private sector, and civil society in their respective role of shared principles, norms, rules, decision-making procedures, and programs that shape the evolution and the use of the internet. This definition was in Tunis agenda, which was produced at the Tunis meeting. Can you understand this? I don't understand what the definition means. It is diplomatic wording, diplomatic, rhetoric. So, United States government interpret from their point of view, and China interpret this one from their point of view. So this is diplomatic. So it has a lot of ambiguity. But what it says is that internet governance is not government, but governance is different. What is government? Government has a power, legal power, and they write a law, they produce legal system for national policy. But governance is different. Governance is more distributed power, more involvement of civil society, more involvement of individual. So what it says is that internet governance is not in the way of government, but governance. This definition says that internet governance is not government, but governance. Okay, so Internet Governance Forum was set up by United Nations, and initially, internet for the internet governance, the issue was DNS and ICANN. DNS ICANN was the issue which originated the internet governance, controversy. But Internet Governance Forum, within the internet framework of Internet Governance Forum, 2,000 people, 3,000 people get together. They raised an issue, many issues to talk about internet. Among those important issues are cybersecurity, intellectual property rights, international trade, privacy, development aspect of the internet for developing countries, etc. This kind of issue is being discussed at the Internet Governance Forum once a year. Many people get together, and the Internet Governance Forum usually lasts 4 days. 4 days, and around 2,000 people get together to discuss this kind of issue. That is currently going on. On the other hand, this is second counteract by United Nations agency, which is called ITU, International Telecommunication Union. They convened World Conference on International Telecommunication in 1912 at Dubai. And what they discussed was International Telecommunication Regulation. International Telecommunication Regulation is an international treaty, is an international law. At this meeting, Russia and China, especially Russia, proposed a declaration of internet governance. But United States protest this, didn't disagree with the proposal by Russia. And so there was a big fight between Russia and China, and on one hand there is Russia and China, on the other hand there is United States and Europe countries, EU and Japan. So these two groups, they stand off very, I mean, a lot of debate between the two groups. But the core issue was the declaration of internet governance proposed by Russia. What this means is that ITU mandate has been only telecommunication. Okay, what Russia says, ITU mandate has to include the internet governance, which United States was against, disagree. United States wants internet outside the international regulation, outside of international treaty, outside of treaty among governments. No, internet was developed in the United States. It was it has been growing in the United States. Internet companies, United States companies, is the largest, and their technology is the most high. Even if recently the China Alibaba registered get into the public market in the United States, even if Alibaba is growing very large, but internet. United States internet company is the strongest, like Google, Apple, Facebook. They have great technology, and the internet. So what United States government want is internet issue is outside of the internet debate. Discussion table. Okay? So Russia want that internet governance issue, put internet government issue on the international table of the United Nations. But United States government doesn't agree with the Russia and China. So they voted this issue, and 89 was in favor and 55 was against. Korea was in favor. They voted for, Korea government voted for this declaration for internet governance. Anyway, so this wicked World Conference on Internet Telecommunication is another international meeting place which discusses the internet governance. So, as such, internet governance become important more and more. So it became issues at the various international, table of discussion. Okay. This year, next month, there will be ITU convention. Korea is host. Busan is the hosting city, 20th October through 7th of November. The Internet ITU Plenipotentiary Convention is being hosted by Korea. So around 130 some governments get together. So on this place, internet governance is going to be a key issue among many key issues. Not only key issue, but internet governance is going to be a key issue. So what kind of declaration or whatever, we don't know yet, but we know that internet governance is going to be very controversial issue on this Busan meeting place. Okay, now I'm discuss about the geopolitics around the internet governance. We have a group, Russia, China, Middle East, and many developing countries. They are government group. They want strong government. They want sovereignty. Sovereignty over internet. On the other hand, United States, Europe, Japan, they are governance group. They don't want government involvement. What they're saying is internet should be out of government control, should be out of government regulation. And in there, between them, there are third party, Russia, India, France. They speaking up their independent voices. So currently, along with the internet governance, we have this group and this group, and these two groups is confronting very fierce at the moment. Okay, there are many places to discuss about the internet governance. One is in ITU, which is an agency of United Nations. WTPF is World Telecommunication Policy Forum, is a meeting place of United Nations. WICIT is another meeting place of United Nations. So along with the United Nations, there are many diversity of meeting, convention, or forum, whatever, to discuss about the internet governance. And on the other hand, along with the United States, EU, and Japan, there are ISO, Internet Society of Internet Society, IETF. What did you know? IETF. IETF is Internet Engineering Task Force. Is a standard organization for internet standard, technical standard. So this produces internet technical standard. Okay? And cyberspace. This forum was founded by Western countries like United States, England, and many Europe countries. So these two group of meeting place or convention or whatever, they are confronting against each other at the moment. And regime, between two groups there is regime dispute. On this side, they want more involvement of government. China, Russia, Middle East, kind of authoritarian countries, they want to control the internet. They want to control the information flowing around the internet. So they want sovereignty about internet. And their ideology or philosophy was a little bit behind. A little bit. They are from telecom. Telecom is a regulated company. Telecom ideology is a little behind than internet. Their philosophy. What they when they make a policy or when they make decision making, it tends to be top down, and they want to keep command and control over their society, and multilateral. They want kind of multilateral treaty for the internet governance. Okay, this one. I don't know how I label this group, but it could be labeled like authoritarian countries or whatever. On the other hand, there are governance as compared with government, internet as compared with telecom. Internet is a free industry. Internet gives you freedom of speech, free flow of information. Internet is a kind of free space for you to, develop and make speech or whatever. And in this space, the bottom-up decision making, internet community, they respect bottom-up decision making. They deny the top-down decision making. That's why they deny the government intervention into internet policy. And what they're talking is multi-stakeholder as compared with multilateral. Multi-stakeholder, what this terminology, what they're saying is when they make a policy, when they make a decision making about internet, civil society has to be involved, government has to be involved, business, user, and academy, technical engineer as well. So all stakeholders has to get together, and they have to have equal right to talk about decision making or internet policy. So this group is more liberal and westernized. Okay, so these two regime is very much confronting at the moment. Okay, Icahn and Snowden. Last year, Snowden, there was a Snowden revelation. What Snowden said was he was a former employee of the CIA, NSA of United States government. He revealed that the United States government did massive surveillance. United States government, the NSA, National Security Agency, even heard the Prime Minister Merkel, Germany Prime Minister, conversation, and who is the president of Brazil? Rousseff. He revealed that United States government even heard the Rousseff conversation. So it was a big issue. It was a big issue, international issue. It says, even tapped Rousseff and Merkel's conversation. Okay, it was a very big issue. So, President of Brazil, Rousseff, went to United Nations and blamed United States very much And she declared this statement: we need to create multilateral mechanisms, not multi-stakeholder. So Rousseff was very much angry, so she was very much against the United States government. After this speech, internet community get together Montevideo, where is Montevideo? Uruguay? Somewhere in Latin America. They get together. They was also angry about United States government, and they kind of embarrassed very much, because internet community has been supported by United States government in setting up ICANN and in managing the ICANN. But United States lost credibility among the international world. So internet community leaders get together and discuss how should we do, what we have to do in this kind of turmoil. And they produced this kind of declaration. The essence is that ICANN should be pure international organization, not United States corporation. That's what they declared. So Brazil and ICANN leaders, they agreed to get together. Discussed, and they agreed. The two groups agreed that we need new internet governance principle, not the way the ICANN is managed. We need internet governance principle for the future, for the pure international system, which could be recognized among the other, governments around the world. Okay, that's what they agreed. So, by the way, there has been a global opinion, mostly war against the United States government. We need two international organizations. We need transparency and accountability. We need more role of government. We need global international policy observatory. This was announced by Europe. Enemy of internet. The United States government, U.S. government was defined enemy of internet by the Reporters Without Borders group, Reporters group. Anyway, these all were talking about the vulcanization of internet. Internet, not a global internet, oversighted by United States, but internet fragmented, and which is managed by each government. That kind of discussion and that kind of declaration, that kind of announcement was coming on from around among the global governments. This is the YouTube. Neelie Kroes is a very important figure. He's the second woman in Europe Parliament. She wanted to discuss internet governance, global debate. She want a serious global develop on internet governance. What it says is that we need to discuss what is the new, what is the better internet governance. So, and with this kind of, protesting from other government, United States was very much, embarrassed, and United States government finally announced that this guy is a deputy of Ministry of Commerce of the United States. What it says is that the timing is right to start the transition process. Transition process is the process to make ICANN from United States company into pure international organization. So United States government, they set back from they announced they do not oversight anymore. They do not take any surveillance over ICANN anymore, and they set back and they let the ICANN to be a pure international organization. That's what United States announced. Okay, that's the current trend for the internet governance. Next week, as I told you, we have internet ITU plenipotentiary. 130 some governments delegated come together to discuss about internet governance. What will they produce? I don't know yet, but we have to keep an eye on the meeting. Okay, that's it. My address, my explanation about the internet governance.